Imagine the earliest humans, a short, brutal existence where every waking second is consumed by the desperate scramble to find food and avoid becoming something else's dinner. Picture a hunter in that world, sun barely up, preparing to face a mammoth. He crouches near the mouth of his cave, dips 2 fingers into a thick red paste, and drags 3 vibrant stripes down each cheek. He is applying a full face of makeup. We find the evidence for this behavior at Blombos Cave in South Africa. Tucked into a cliff above the ocean, archaeologists dug through 100,000 years of sediment to find a layer of human history that had been sealed since the Stone Age. These 2 abalone shells sat at the bottom of the cave for 100 millennia, functioning as ancient paint pots, with dried red goop still crusted inside their basins. The residue inside those shells reveals a deliberate chemical recipe. As seen in these distinct piles of pigment, the maker took iron-rich red ochre rock and ground it into powder, then added crushed heated mammal bone, charcoal, and a liquid binder to hold the mixture together. Assembling these materials required intense foresight and labor. Someone had to locate the exact rocks holding the right color, hike them back to the cave, and grind them by hand against a stone until their arms burned, all while hunting animals and harvesting bone without a single modern tool. In an environment where every calorie could mean the difference between life and death, early humans chose to sacrifice an entire afternoon of energy to manufacture an elaborate red paste. That choice began with the severe physical threats of the open African wilderness. Standing under the open sky with no roof or shade made severe sunburn a life-threatening liability. This cross-section diagram shows the biological defense mechanism. When smeared on the skin, a gritty layer of red ochre physically blocks ultraviolet light from penetrating and burning the tissue underneath. It was Stone Age SPF 15. The Ovahimba people in Namibia still coat their skin in red ochre paste today. This gritty surface shields against the sun and repels disease-carrying mosquitoes. The utility continued into their gear. Ochre slowed the rot of hides, tanning them into usable leather. It also thickened tree sap, creating glue for stone blades. This chemical mixture provided a mastery of the environment, functioning as a 5-in-1 survival tool that shielded the body, tanned hides, and armed hunters. But this color also carries psychological weight. To the prehistoric brain, red signaled power. It was the color of blood, the flash of a campfire, and the sudden adrenaline of a hunt. Because processing this raw ochre took immense physical skill and dedicated effort, walking into camp covered in a flawless red mixture became a status symbol. It acted as a Stone Age designer label, designed to intimidate rivals and establish dominance within the group. It also functioned as a visual resume for a potential mate. A painted face communicated that the wearer was healthy enough to waste energy on aesthetics, had access to rare resources, and was intelligent enough to know the recipe. This drive for aesthetics wasn't exclusive to our species. Excavations in the Netherlands reveal that Neanderthals, represented by this skull, were manufacturing red ochre for their own routines 250,000 years ago. These hominids pinpointed specific red rocks they liked and hauled them on foot across vast, unforgiving landscapes just to keep a personal supply at home. As early hominid survival genes became more effective, the archaeological record shows them investing increasingly in status, vanity, and the social bonds of a shared aesthetic. Eventually, the paste crossed the boundary into the spiritual world. Roughly 40,000 years ago in Australia, an early human we call Mungo Man was laid to rest. His community sprinkled his body with red ochre, transforming the physical armor that shielded him in life into a sacred symbol of vitality for the afterlife. Think about the layout of a modern bathroom, the expensive glass serums, the tinted foundations, and the daily SPF moisturizers lining the shelves. We buy these mixtures because we want to look protected, powerful, and attractive. The sleek packaging and marketing are selling the same physical and psychological armor using the same basic chemical properties of minerals, lipids, and binders. Our current beauty industry carries on a 250,000-year-old habit, pioneered by the first influencers, who faced the wilderness with a rock and an attitude.